A fake office band meant as a joke gets accidentally booked for a real gig. And now they've got 1 week to learn how to play. Cassie Lynn had long suspected that corporate life was slowly draining her soul. The buzzing fluorescent lights, the beige cubicle walls, the smell of burnt coffee, it all felt like a live-action remake of a spreadsheet. The marketing department at Adler & Company was full of half-hearted birthday cupcakes, passive-aggressive email chains, and people who claimed to be rock stars on LinkedIn but wouldn't dare speak up during meetings. So when the fourth team building Thursday in a row involved trust falls and a PowerPoint on synergy, something inside Cassie snapped. You know what would really bring the team together? Jeremy Jem Torres said over lunch, poking lifelessly at a sad desk salad. We should start a band. A punk band, Cassie laughed. You can't even keep a houseplant alive. You think you can handle a drum set? I mean, how hard can it be? I've got rhythm. I played rock band on Expert. Logan, the Gen Z intern with a nose ring and an energy drink permanently glued to their hand, perked up. Wait, I'm into this. What if we really did it, just for fun? You people are unhinged, said Mia from legal, but she was already sketching out a logo on a napkin. A jagged guitar made from a lightning bolt with the words quarter life crisis scrawled across it. It started as a joke, like most brilliant disasters. They posed for a fake band photo. Cassie holding a stapler like a mic, Jem standing behind an overturned trash can like a drum, Logan with an umbrella slung across their back like a bass. They made a website using a free template and wrote a deliberately pretentious bio. In quarter life crisis is the sound of rebellion in a cubicle. Their music is office punk, raw, chaotic, dangerously underqualified. They posted it on Instagram and tagged it ironically. Nobody thought twice about it. Until 3 days later, Cassie got the email. Subject, booking request, quarter life crisis in Club Vortex. Hi QLC, saw your site, love the concept. I've got a Saturday slot open next weekend, opening for Velvet Crater. Crowd will be about 300. You win? Max Club Vortex? Cassie stared at the screen. Velvet Crater was an actual band, a cool one that Logan had posters of. Club Vortex was not the kind of place that joked around. She forwarded the email to the group with the subject line, We have a problem. They met in the small break room, using a pizza box as a whiteboard. Jem drew a sad graph illustrating their current skill level, near zero versus expected crowd enthusiasm, way too high. So, we're not doing it, right? Mia asked. Logan was already live streaming the meeting on their close friend's story. Oh, we're definitely doing it, Cassie sighed. We'd be publicly humiliated. Cass, we get humiliated every day in this office, Jem said. But at least this would be fun. Against all logic and reason, they agreed. They had 1 week to become a band. Cassie's garage became their practice space. It still smelled like mothballs and regret from when her ex tried to start a candle business there. Instruments were borrowed, begged for, or discovered in family basements. Cassie somehow ended up as the lead vocalist simply because she had a decent karaoke voice. Logan picked up the bass like they were born to cause chaos with it. Mia played keys, badly but with enthusiasm. Jem was surprisingly good at drums, at least when sober. They started with covers. Blink 182, Paramore, a chaotic attempt at the Killers. They clashed constantly. Jem insisted on tempo changes. Logan refused to play anything in standard tuning, and Cassie had to remind everyone that she still had to file a report on marketing KPIs between rehearsals. But by midweek, they'd written 2 original songs. One was called CTRL plus Z My Life, and the other, Logan's brainchild, was titled Fiscal Cliff Dive. They weren't good, but they were loud and strangely catchy. Their momentum came to a screeching halt when Denise Carpenter, their no-nonsense office manager, caught wind of the whole ordeal. Let me get this straight, she said in a tone so flat it could level drywall. You're pretending to be a band, publicly, while representing this company? Cassie cleared her throat. We're doing it on our own time. Denise narrowed her eyes. If Adler & Company becomes a meme because of your antics, I'll have your desks cleared before you can say encore. Logan whispered. She's totally jealous, Denise continued. And by the way, Jeremy, HR wants a word with you about that TikTok where you drum on company laptops. Jem turned pale. They were already broken. Denise gave them until Friday to either cancel the gig or face internal consequences. They practiced in hushed tones. Logan made stickers. Jem nervously practiced solos. Cassie tried to figure out how to stop sweating through every shirt she owned, but there was something off. Every time they made progress, something would mysteriously go wrong. Strings snapped. The amp was unplugged. The printer printed out fake song sheets with the wrong lyrics. It felt sabotaged. Cassie started to suspect. Late one night, she came back to the garage to retrieve her phone and found Jem alone, tweaking the distortion pedal. Didn't know you were still here, she said. Jem jumped. Yeah, just tuning stuff. You know, band stuff. Cassie noticed the look in his eyes. Guilt. And something else. Nostalgia. You've done this before, she said slowly. He looked away. Years ago, I was in a real band in college. We played some shows, got close to something big. Then I blew it. Why didn't you say anything? Because I liked not being the one who knew everything. For once. And maybe I wanted to be the one to save the day when it all fell apart. Cassie didn't know whether to be furious or impressed. So you tanked rehearsals to be the hero? I didn't mean to ruin it. If I couldn't be the front man, I at least wanted to matter. She sat beside him. You matter, Jem. But if we're doing this, we're doing it as a team. No solo acts. He nodded, ashamed. I'll fix it. I swear. Saturday night arrived faster than any of them were ready for. Club Vortex pulsed with neon light and the smell of sweat, beer, and teenage rebellion. The walls vibrated with soundcheck bass from Velvet Crater, whose lead singer gave them a half-nod and then promptly forgot their existence. Cassie stood in the wings, heart pounding, her mic shaking slightly in her grip. She looked over at the others, Mia nervously checking her sheet music, Logan adjusting their eyeliner in a broken mirror, Jem tightening his drumsticks with military focus. Cassie cleared her throat. All right, this is stupid, but we're here, together. So let's be stupid loudly. Hell yeah, Logan said. Let's go down in flames. And not get fired, added Mia, always the realist. The announcer's voice came over the speaker. Give it up for Quarter-Life Crisis. They stumbled onto the stage. Cassie squinted into the lights, realizing the room was more packed than she'd expected. At least 200 people, all staring. Jem counted them in with a tap of his sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. They launched into their first song, CTR Plus My Life. The opening chords were rough, Cassie missed the first note, and Logan accidentally unplugged their bass halfway through the first verse. But the crowd cheered, laughed. Someone shouted, yes, corporate punk one's real. Cassie leaned into it. She threw in mock-serious vocals, exaggerated her stage moves, and introduced every song like it was the anthem of a generation raised on burnout. By the time they played Physical Cliff Dive, the audience was clapping in time. Logan did a bass slide on their knees, Jem pulled off a solo that nearly caught fire, and Mia hit the right keys at least 70% of the time. It wasn't good, but it was glorious. Backstage, they collapsed in a sweaty, euphoric heap. Did we just... Cassie started, nail it? Logan finished, hell yeah, we did. Jem grinned sheepishly. I didn't think it would actually work. Cassie looked at him. You almost ruined it. He nodded. I know, I'm sorry. But this was better than any show I played before because I wasn't alone. Before anyone could respond, Max, the club owner, popped his head in. Hey, QLC, you're weird as hell. The crowd loved it. Want a regular slot next month? Cassie blinked. Are you serious? He handed her a slip of paper. You've got a vibe. Don't mess it up. They stared at each other, stunned. We're a real band now? Mia whispered. Oh my god, Logan said. I need to update our bio. And make merch. We're going viral. The office hadn't changed. Same awkward elevator small talk. Same stale coffee. But something in them had. Cassie walked in with her head held higher. She noticed Mia humming their chorus under her breath. Logan wore a homemade QLC pin. Jem was drumming his fingers against the desk with a confidence that hadn't been there before. Then Denise called Cassie into her office. You did it anyway, Denise said, deadpan. Cassie braced herself. We didn't name the company. Denise reached into a drawer and pulled out a photo. It was a blurry screenshot of them mid-performance, Logan mid-knee slide. I was there, she said. Cassie blinked. Wait. What? I've seen a lot of sorry excuses for rebellion in this office, Denise said. But yours was bizarrely effective. Cassie squinted. Are you praising us? Denise didn't smile, but her eyes glinted. Don't make me regret it. I forwarded your performance to upper management. They think it's good for morale. Cassie was too stunned to speak. Oh, and the marketing team's quarterly presentation? Denise added. They want you to perform a custom song about brand growth. Cassie blinked. You're kidding. Welcome to your next gig, Denise said. Their band practices moved from Cassie's garage to the abandoned conference room on the 3rd floor. They now had official approval to meet twice a week under the label Creative Corporate Culture Development. They even got a modest budget. New instruments, matching t-shirts, a logo redesign. People from other departments started asking when their next show was. Logan began filming music videos between coffee runs. Mia started designing album art during legal reviews. They weren't just coworkers anymore. They were something more. A weird, messy, passionate, noise-making family. Quarter-Life Crisis played their biggest gig yet, the Adler and Company holiday party. It was held in a rented ballroom with strobe lights and a cheese fountain. The CEO gave a boring speech, and then it was their turn. They opened with email fatigue and ended with out of office forever. People danced, people laughed. Even Denise cracked a smile. Afterward, the CEO walked up to Cassie. You know, we've been trying to improve interdepartmental synergy for years. Who knew punk rock was the answer? Cassie smiled. Sometimes chaos is the best team-building tool. He handed her his card. Let me know if you ever want to talk brand partnership. Logan nearly fainted. Later that night, the band gathered outside the ballroom, watching snow fall lightly over the city. I still can't believe this started with a fake band photo, Mia said. We should make a real album, Logan added. I have like 17 new song ideas. Jem turned to Cassie. So, you still think this was a terrible idea? Cassie smiled. It was the best terrible idea we've ever had. They toasted with lukewarm cider, and as the snow swirled, Cassie looked around at her bizarre little band of rebels. Maybe life wasn't so beige after all. Turns out, a shared fear of public humiliation is the best kind of team-building exercise. The end. Comment what stories you want to hear next. Subscribe to FryyDaee on YouTube for the full videos. Thanks for watching.